Hey yogis, I'm Nicole. Welcome back to my yoga time. Today I have another short yoga snack for you, a whole body sequence, which is perfect to start your day mindfully, but of course you can practice this class at any time of the day. I've got one block for this practice, and when you're ready, let's begin on your back. So once you've come down, both knees are bent, and we'll let the right knee fall out to the side and then wiggle the right foot over to the left so that it's in between the left buttock and heel. If you can reach the foot with your left hand, take a hold. If you can't reach, it doesn't matter. If this knee or hip needs support, you can always position your block underneath for support. So feel free to stay here. If you would like to go a little deeper, bend your left leg as well and take a hold of the left knee, either with both hands or just that right hand. Feel free to close the eyes down. Gently place the very tip of your tongue where the teeth meet the roof of the mouth. Do your best to keep the tongue in this position for the entire class. So there's a little space between the top and bottom teeth. And begin to tone through the back of your throat, a gentle constriction there for ujjayi breath. So the jaw is relaxed, but the throat is toned. Begin to breathe down into the hips, the lower belly. Be sure to pause to hold the breath for a moment or two before exhaling slowly. You might like to take the next moment to set your intention for your practice, your sankalpa. Just the one word if you can. Something you'd like to invite into your body, your mind, your day. Inhale your intention. And your next exhalation, lower left foot back down to the floor. Lifting up the right leg now. Interlace the hands around the middle of the thigh, straightening the leg. Gently push the leg into the hands, pull the hands onto the leg. So don't overstrain, it's just a very gentle resistance. Feel free to arch the back a little, just to fire up those hamstrings a little more. And we'll inhale to point the toes, exhale to flex the foot. Next exhalation, bend the knee, taking the hands to the shin, straightening the right leg. A little bit of core here. Let's lift the upper body off the mat and float the left leg up as well. Option 1, stay here. Option 2, release the leg and begin to alternate. Draw the right leg in once more and lay yourself down. Let's practice that on the other side. Left knee bending out to the side now. Move the foot over to the right in between the buttock and heel. Take a hold if you can. And option to take the right knee as well. Breathing down into the left hip now. Where attention goes, energy flows. Be sure to inhale your intention from time to time. And let's release, moving into that hamstring stretch with your left leg. Moving the foot with the breath. And bending the knee now, straightening the right leg. Let's fire up our core. Again, either stay here with a little bit of resistance between the shin and the hands, otherwise releasing those hands and alternating the legs. Let's hug both knees into the chest and begin to rock and roll forwards and backwards. Coming all the way up to seated, well done. Rolling over onto all fours now into your tabletop position. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips. Let's curl those toes under and inhale into your back bend. Exhale to round the spine. Option to stay with that action or include your downward facing dog as you round the spine and exhale. Hold your downward facing dog on the inhalation and then exhale, knees return to the mat. Inhale into your back bend. Exhale to round, hips up and back. Moving slowly and mindfully with your breath. So holding your next downward facing dog, let's inhale the right leg up. Look forward and step through. Coming into a high lunge, press into both feet as you lift the torso up. Fingertips are reaching towards the ceiling. So gently press into both feet here to help with your stability. Inhale. And as you exhale, tilt the torso forward, reach the arms back. Active through the fingers. Inhale, arms up. And exhale, left knee to the mat. From here, let's lower right hand down towards the left thigh. Lift up out of the left side waist. Inhale. And exhale, let's lower both hands down. Lifting up the back leg, rocking back, and stepping up to the top of your mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale to fold. Chair pose, Utkatasana, bending in those knees, weight into the heels. And exhale to lower. Let's step it back, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg up. Look forward, step through, high lunge. Tilt the torso forward, reach the fingers back, palms facing the ceiling. Slightly tuck in the chin and reach the crown of the head forward. Inhale, coming back up. And exhale, right knee to the mat. Lower left hand down now, reaching up out of the right side waist. And let's lower both hands down, framing the left foot. Lifting up the right knee, rocking back, stepping up to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway. Exhale to fold. And while you're down here, just bring your block over to the flat side next to the right foot, just in case you need it for a little bit of support with the next pose. Then when you're ready, reverse swan dive to come all the way up. Hands to meet at the heart. So from here, coming into your eagle pose, if there's any concerns with your knees and hips, feel free to take your chair pose, both feet on the floor instead. Otherwise, bending in both knees, cross the left leg over the right, and you've got your block there that you can balance that left foot on if you need to. Otherwise, you'll wrap the foot around the calf muscle. Make sure your right leg is bent. So both knees are bent, squeezing thighs together. Let's inhale, arms out. Exhale, right over the left. Option 1, keep the right arm straight. Option 2, bending in that arm, gently pressing the forearms together. Feel free to sit a little deeper, if you can, with ease. So you want to feel here as though both the legs and the arms are trying to escape one another. Well done. Let's inhale, lift up, hands to the hips, lifting up that left leg and stepping back, warrior 2. Inhale, straighten the right leg, lean back. And as you come back to center, just bring your back foot in a little bit closer. Moving into your triangle pose. As you do so, try to stretch the mat with your feet. So press those feet away from one another. Reach forward, and then lower the hands. Avoid dropping this left shoulder down. This is an open twist. We want to rotate heart and navel towards the ceiling. Engaging the right quad, drawing up the kneecap. Be careful not to hyperextend. Inhale. And exhale, lower left hand down. Let's come into a lunge. Rock back and step up to the top of your mat. Half lift on the inhalation. Forward fold. Feel free to move the block over if you know that you need it for support. Then when you're ready, reverse swan dive, coming all the way up. Option 1, take your chair pose once again. Option 2, bending into both knees and then crossing right leg over the left, either using the block or wrapping the foot around the calf. When you're ready, arms out to the side, left over the right, either keeping left arm straight or bending the elbows, gently pressing forearms and thighs together. Now let's lift up, warrior 2. Straighten the left leg, reverse the triangle, and come back to center. Heel toe the back foot in a little bit closer. Press into both feet as you reach forward, and then lower left hand down. Of course, if there's any discomfort in this right shoulder, just bring that hand to the low back. You don't have to keep the arm lifted. Feel free to look up at the thumb or down towards the big toe. Avoid looking anywhere in between. Inhale. And exhale, right arm overhead. Let's frame the left foot. You can move your block to the side. Stepping back into your downward facing dog. And let's exhale, lower those knees to the mat. So 2 choices with the next pose, yogis, depending on your knees and hips. We're going to thread the needle. So you can do that from your tabletop position. Take right arm underneath the left. You've got your block there to help. If you need to, a little support underneath the head. Otherwise, we'll come into a wide-legged child's pose and then take the twist. So knees as wide as the mat, big toes to touch, sit the hips back. And then we'll take the right arm underneath the left. You might like to keep your left arm bent, point the elbow towards the ceiling, or of course you can straighten that arm if you prefer. I like to take a mudra through the right hand, connecting index finger and thumbs for chin mudra. Gently firm down through your right arm as you squeeze the shoulder blades towards one another. And inhale to lift up out of the pose. So if you're in this position and knees and hips permit, we'll just take a little flow into a back bend. Take your right hand behind you. Inhale, send your hips forward, raise the left arm. And then as you exhale, lower hips down, we'll change sides. We'll do one more on each side. And then threading the needle left side. Gently deepen your breath to deepen the twist. Follow your next inhalation out of the pose. Let's take that little flow, left hand behind you. Send the hips forward and changing sides. Last one. And as you lower down this time, walk those hands forward, coming into a forearm plank. So lifting up both knees. If you need to lighten this pose, you can always practice one leg at a time, or you can just come straight down into your Sphinx pose. So a little tuck of the tailbone, pressing down through the forearms, rounding the upper back if you can. You might even like to try pressing the feet away from one another. And let's lower down. Find your Sphinx pose. When you're ready, rolling over onto your back. If you have the urge to hug the knees into the chest, feel free to do so. And then from here, keep the feet lifted. Just let the shins hang and relax. Arms can come out to the side. I want you to trace a little figure of 8s through the knees. So this is just a little bit of a self-massage. It should feel nice on the low back. You can deepen this by trying to direct the knees down to the bottom corners of the mat as you move through your figure of 8. And then maybe up towards the top corners of the mat. And let's lower those feet down. Having your block close by now. Coming into an active bridge pose, we'll turn the palms up, option to find your mudra. Pressing into the feet, back of the head gently and the shoulders, lifting up those hips. Picking up the heels now, lower down, one vertebrae at a time. Touching down to the mat, take the feet wide, let the knees fall into touch. And then when you're ready, we'll come up once again, this time into a supported bridge. So you might choose to have the block on the flat side underneath the bottom, or you can lift up to the second height if that feels okay. Option to keep those knees bent, or you can straighten and relax the legs, only if that feels okay for your back. I'm going to keep my knees bent this morning. And feel free to relax here, closing the eyes down. Checking the position of the tongue once again. And feeling the body rise and fall with the ebb and flow of your breath. Inhale your intention. Now let's prepare to release the pose now. Palms can turn down, lifting up the heels and the hips. Remove your prop and lower down one vertebrae at a time. Touching down to the mat, we'll take the hands to the knees. Gently press the hands into the knees and try and pull the knees back into the hands. So it's just a nice quick way to reset. Feel free to relax the fingers over the knees now, and as you exhale, bend the elbows. Inhale to straighten. Moving into a reclined twist, cross your right leg over your left leg. Move the hips just a little to the left. Use your block to support the legs as you come down. If this twist is too intense on your hips, you can uncross the legs and just place the block in between your thighs. Arms can come out to the side. Feel free to take your mudra once again. And either keeping the head and neck neutral or moving the back of the head to the right and then turning to the left. And let's inhale back to center. Changing the cross of the legs, moving the hips over to the right just a little. And deepening your twist by deepening your breath. Inhale those knees back to center. Let's move into Shavasana, taking up as much space on the mat as you like. Tucking the shoulders under and letting the palms face the ceiling. Either reconnecting those fingers for your mudra or just letting the hands relax. Forehead softens as the eyes roll back. Tongue and jaw relax. Inhale your intention into your spacious body, quiet mind. Feel the breath touch the nostrils. Begin to inhale a little deeper. Feel free to wiggle toes and fingers. Follow any urges to move or stretch. And then rolling to your preferred side when you're ready, before pushing yourself up to seated. Thanks for practicing with me today, yogis. I hope that you enjoyed the class. Please do subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. It's the best way to support free yoga on YouTube. Wishing you a lovely day.